Understanding the psychology behind financial scams and fraudulent behavior is essential for combating financial fraud effectively. Perpetrators of financial scams often exploit psychological vulnerabilities, cognitive biases, and emotional triggers to manipulate victims and conceal their deceptive intentions. By delving into the psychological mechanisms underlying fraudulent behavior, researchers, law enforcement agencies, and regulatory authorities can develop more targeted prevention and intervention strategies. Here's an exploration of the key psychological factors driving financial scams and fraudulent behavior. 1. Greed and desire for easy wealth. Psychological insight. Greed is a powerful motivator that drives individuals to seek quick and substantial financial gains without regard for ethical or legal constraints. Perpetrators of financial scams capitalize on this desire for easy wealth by promising unrealistic returns and enticing opportunities, exploiting victims' greed to lure them into fraudulent schemes. 2. Fear and vulnerability. Psychological insight. Fear of financial loss, uncertainty about the future, and feelings of vulnerability can make individuals more susceptible to manipulation and deception. Scammers often exploit these fears by presenting themselves as saviors or offering false solutions to alleviate financial distress, playing on victims' emotions to gain their trust and cooperation. 3. Trust and authority. Psychological insight. Humans have a natural inclination to trust authority figures and individuals perceived as credible and trustworthy. Fraudsters leverage this tendency by posing as reputable professionals, financial advisors, or trusted acquaintances, using false credentials, endorsements, and persuasive tactics to establish trust and credibility with their victims. 4. Social influence and conformity. Psychological insight. People tend to conform to social norms and follow the behavior of others, especially in unfamiliar or uncertain situations. Scammers exploit social influence by creating a sense of urgency, scarcity, or social proof around their offers, encouraging victims to act quickly and conform to the perceived consensus of others who have already participated in the scheme. 5. Cognitive biases and heuristics. Psychological insight. Cognitive biases and heuristics, such as confirmation bias, availability heuristic, and anchoring effect, can distort judgment and decision-making, leading individuals to make irrational choices and overlook red flags. Scammers exploit these biases by presenting information selectively, framing choices in a biased manner, and manipulating perceptions of risk and reward to favor their fraudulent schemes. 6. Overconfidence and illusion of control. Psychological insight. Individuals often overestimate their abilities, knowledge, and control over outcomes, leading to a false sense of confidence and invulnerability. Fraudsters exploit this overconfidence by appealing to victims' egos, offering opportunities to beat the system or achieve extraordinary returns through exclusive investments or insider knowledge. 7. Shame and stigma. Psychological insight. Victims of financial scams may experience shame, embarrassment, and stigma due to their perceived gullibility or financial losses. This reluctance to acknowledge victimization or seek help can prevent victims from reporting fraud and seeking restitution, allowing perpetrators to evade detection and continue their fraudulent activities. Conclusion. Understanding the psychology behind financial scams and fraudulent behavior is essential for developing effective prevention, detection, and intervention strategies. By addressing the psychological vulnerabilities, cognitive biases, and emotional triggers that underlie fraudulent behavior, stakeholders can empower individuals to recognize and resist scams, enhance regulatory oversight and enforcement mechanisms, and promote financial literacy and consumer protection initiatives. Moreover, fostering a culture of transparency, accountability, and ethical conduct can help mitigate the psychological factors that enable financial fraud, creating a safer and more resilient financial ecosystem for all stakeholders.